Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to more mod reviews for Fallout 4. Today we're bringing back a favourite weapon from Fallout New Vegas, which is the 12.7mm submachine gun and also the pistol. And we're going to show you how to get that weapon in Fallout 4 and run around and just create chaos. Should be good. Let's do it. Before we get started today, I just want to draw your attention. If you're part of the Fallout 4 community and you haven't checked out my Fallout 5 series just quite yet, come and get involved. We're basically having a lot of fun discussing what we'd like to see in the next version of Fallout, which we're calling Fallout 5 because Todd Howard said so. And yeah, if you haven't seen that series, please feel free to get involved. Come and give your comments, come and give your feelings. We're doing a number of items throughout the game that we're discussing, and we also have a live stream with a live panel who expand on a lot of the points that we raise. So the 12.7mm submachine gun was very common in Fallout New Vegas, but if you've not heard of it before, it's probably because it was more common at higher levels of the game. And it was quite unique because it has quite an unconventional, hard for you to say, top-mounted magazine, very similar to a P90 or something similar like that in real life. It done around a 36 damage, fairly high fire rate. DPS was 325, so pretty quick fire rate, and just a lot of fun to run around with in New Vegas. So there is a couple of versions of this gun that you can get for Fallout 4. The one I'm about to show you is the one that I really recommend that you look at, mostly because of the number of conversions that you can do in the gun, and you can actually make several different variations of this particular weapon if you need to. And yeah, a lot of fun just to run around and create absolute mayhem in the Commonwealth. So there's two versions of this gun modded in Fallout 4. There is the 12.7mm SMG by Victor Tomac Bose, and then there's this one, which is the 12mm SMG from Fallout New Vegas. Either or, but the one I recommend is this one here. And it does come, author is Chris DVD. It does come with some caveats, and I'll walk you through that in a second, whereas this one you can just download, and pretty much how you would, this is Lando Commando, and this one you basically make a chemistry bench and off you go. But the thing about this particular mod is the fact that there isn't a lot of modability with this. It's pretty much the gun you get is the gun you get. So this is the one we're going to concentrate on today, and I'll talk you through this and show you all the things that you can do with the weapon, and it's a lot of fun, let me tell you. I've been playing it with this for a while, so let's get into it. Original mod author, permissions granted, and full credits to Bones with a W. 12.7mm SMG with level list integration, first and third person animations, including power armor. The 12.7mm SMG from Fallout New Vegas, but not as you know it, because we've reinvented it. Victor has reinvented it and kindly allowed us to port it to Fallout 4 for Xbox. Now, there is a PC version of this, by the way. Scroll down a little bit. Now, you are going to need two other mods to get this to work, and I'll come back to that in a second, but have a look at all the attachments that you get. You get standard semi and automatic receivers, 4 grips, 5 barrels, 6 stocks, 6 foregrips, 5 magazines, 5 muzzles, 3 sights, and 10 scopes for this weapon. And it's just a heck of a lot of fun to play around and find the actual configuration that works for you, and that's what I'm doing, and you're probably seeing on screen right now. I just went through and just spent a lot of time playing around with this. All attachments are designed to fit the mod as you come up with some interesting variations, and that's the point about this particular mod and why I recommend it, is there are just so many ways you can go with this and so many variations. Now, you may have spotted as I was doing my conversions, you are of course going to need to have your gun nut fairly high, 3 or 4, level 3 or 4, but again, this is probably a mod you're going to use quite far on in the game, and we'll talk about some of the requirements in a wee bit. Okay, so here's the important thing. You'll find it at level 25. So this is not going to show up until you're at least level 25. But if you're like me and you've been playing the game forever and you're kind of looking for new stuff to do, not a major drama, and you can pick it up at either the weapon vendors at Diamond City or Good Neighbor, and yeah, some of the gunners may have it as well. And the good thing about this weapon is as soon as you pick it up, the ammunition starts turning up as a lootable item with your enemies, so and all over the place. That's what I like about it. So let's go back and talk a little bit about the requirements, because you're going to need 2 other mods to run this, and it's very important that you understand that, because I couldn't get it to work at first, and it's because I didn't have one of these mods running. So what they'd recommend you do is you download the 12.7 Pistol by Deadpool, and the See Through the Scopes mod, and I'll show you both of these briefly in a second. So you have to have those 2 mods to get this one to work, but it's not a major drama, and you actually pick up a very nice pistol, and it is actually pretty awesome. 12.7mm is kind of a weird caliber, and like I said, you can pick it up off your enemies when you start using it, but to get ammunition straight away, I'd recommend that you pick it up off the weapons vendors at both Good Neighbor and Diamond City as you buy the gun. You can also make ammunition, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. So let's have a look at the other mods now. So the first one you're going to need is the 12.7mm pistol. Now there's a few versions of this, so the author is Painter2099 or Deadpool, and it says Sig Sauer P127. Now I will leave links to all these mods down in the description from Bethesda.net in case you're wondering, and again, this is a PC version which has been ported or has been adapted for Xbox One. So again, it has a whole lot of modifications on it. I'm not going to go through it in a lot of detail, but you will need this particular mod, and you're going to need the second mod, which is See Through Scopes, and let's get to that now. So there, again, See Through Scopes, there are 2 versions of this. There is this one, and there's the Game of the Year version. Now, the Game of the Year version lets you put scopes on things like the handmade rifle that you will find in Nuka World, and the lever action rifle that you would find in Far Harbor. So if you want to put these scopes on the rifles, or those rifles, then get the Game of the Year version, and assuming that you have all the DLCs already. So basically what this one does is it puts a whole lot of new scopes on your rifles, and they are awesome. Now, I'll do a separate mod review on this particular mod, but you're going to need this one too, and you can see it's a 12.28 megabyte download, so it's not huge. And again, this is an Xbox version of it, but there is a PC version. Okay, so we spoke about earlier, if you're really having a problem with ammunition, then you can just come to the chemistry bench, go to ammunition, and you can see there's the 12.7mm rounds. Now, you're going to need some fertilizer, some lead, and some steel to make these, plus you're going to need gun nut requirement rank 2 and gunslinger rank 1 to be able to do this. But essentially, once you have this, you can just basically make as many rounds as you like, and that will add 14 at a time. My recommendation, as I've done with the Workshop Anywhere mod, is to possibly use something like a cheat terminal where you can just generate as many crafting materials as you like, and then this doesn't become an issue. If you really struggle with trying to get all these resources. So that's the easy way of getting rounds. I think I've got about 500 or 600 rounds for this gun now. And yeah, I don't have any problems with these rounds anymore. So that's how to do it. So I hope you've enjoyed this today, guys. If you have, let me know down in the comments. Like ratings, always appreciated. And we will catch you next time on Gaming for XP. Oh, see ya.